Good morning, ECI.
Good morning.
Friday morning. The meeting.
Again.
Excellent job this past week. We added 7 counts to everything. I was just looking at some of the dash cam footage and hopefully we finished it strong because we may have our first week of actually no unsafe driving behaviors in quite a long time. So
Excellent.
let's keep it going. Let's keep wearing those seatbelts. Saw a bunch of ECI vehicles on the road coming into work today, and everybody's doing good, driving the speed limit, operating their vehicles safely. It's good to see. We're all waving to each other, which is great. It's a nice fun ride in. So let's get it started. So Hazcom, hopefully this is our annual refresher. Hopefully it's nothing new to anybody. The hazardous communication is a OSHA requirement. It's a standard that all employers must identify chemicals in their organization and then share those chemicals with the workforce. So it's kind of known as the right to know law. You have the right to know of any hazardous chemical that you may come in contact with. We're lucky at ECI that we have nothing that's really gonna do any really bodily harm or any life effects. Like, some of these big manufacturing plants, like Global Foundries has all these crazy chemicals to make these chips. There are a lot of bad chemicals out there, as we all know. Those forever chemicals. So we don't really handle them too much, but we do have some chemicals that will do some bodily harm if you drink it, or if you don't really get it, if you get a lot of it on your skin and you don't wash it off properly, that could create some problems down the road. So we're going to keep this kind of conversation very macro. We're not going to get into the micro of the standards so much, but just the key points. So again, it's your right to know. Hopefully all employees have a basic understanding of the hazardous chemical that they may come in contact with. So purpose is to ensure all chemicals used by employees are understood, that we have labels of all of our materials, secondary containers, form oil, concrete sealants, additives, gasoline, diesel, those are the kind of the bigger ones, mixed gas, different oils, hydraulic oils. Make sure we basically have the basic understanding of if it's flammable, if it's corrosive, if it's just hazardous to the environment. Those types of labels are really going to let us know of how to properly handle them. Safety data sheets, again, right behind me, there's all those binders. We have hard copies up in health and safety. And then we also have them digitally on Microsoft Teams, and I'll show that in a minute. This is an annual training requirement, hence why we're having this conversation this morning, is to know that if there's a VOSHA compliance officer, and also now that we're in the state of New Hampshire is a federal office, so people from Boston will come up to West Lab and they'll ask, do you have Hazcom? Do you know what Hazcom is? So everyone needs to say yes. It's the sheets. They're in health and safety, or they're all readily available, and I understand Hazcom and labeling and knowing what those forever chemicals are. Here's a good example of kind of labeling. Ignore kind of the quick card, but the label, we want to make sure we have those pictograms and that kind of signal word that lets you know what it is, if it's a health hazard or if it's flammable or combustible. Brief description, what it is, where to find it, some first aid measures. It really helps you, because that's what you really want to know, is if someone does drink it or if they do get overexposed to a chemical, these sheets are going to be very important to go with the ER or get sent to the ER with the employee, or what to do with a spill. These kind of safety data sheets are a prime example of what to do with a spill, because it's all broken down in those 16 sections for us. It's really nice. Some other examples of the pictograms: you got the health hazards, the flammable, skull and crossbones is poison, as hopefully we all know. Exploding bomb, flames over circle, those are your oxidizers, which we really don't have many of. The exclamation point is just more of those skin irritants. So you see a lot of that on those form oils, things like that. Those are also flammable as well. Corrosive, environmental, and then our gas cylinders, which is a pressurized, it could be a potential projectile if it's not handled properly. So anything that's holding pressure, those are those gas containers. So where to locate our SDS sheets? Again, health and safety. We have hard copies. Just a call away, you let us know. We can easily have access and send it via text message, email, all the communications really readily available to us. Again, our master sheet lives on the foreman and supervisors channel where you fill out your morning JHAs. So if you go into the library, you'll see a spreadsheet that's a master spreadsheet that you can kind of search and find an SDS sheet available that way as well. So when you do come upon, say we might be missing one, just let us know and we'll get the updated one. They're readily available online now. So it's really easy to find these things. It's a really easy system. So should always be in compliance. If you have any questions or concerns, just call health and safety. Labeling is key. Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
So going back to that, you said you had a comment on that last slide. I just had a question. Can you go backwards? Yep. So we used to have on some of our jobs, they used to require that we had them had physical copies. Is that true anymore?
No, readily available is the standard.
Okay.
So with the digital kind of age now, they can, as long as they're available upon request, that meets the requirement.
Yep.
We do have some clients that want us to do a safety submittal ahead of time. So say if it's another GC like PC or DW or REARC, we do send them a link to all of our SDS sheets as well. So they have a copy on file.
So I think if something happens and we need one in a pinch, it might be hard for some of us to be able to navigate in the teams and all. So we'll call you.
Yes, call health and safety, and we have our finger on the pulse when it comes to all the SDS sheets. It's really easy for us to find them and get them to you. There's a lot. There's over 600 different chemicals that we have on file.
Yep.
And it's as simple as spray paint cans, it's glue, different types of glue, so there's a lot that goes into this standard. But again, a lot of that stuff can't really harm you too much unless you drink it, or spray it in your eyes for some reason.
Thanks. Sorry to disrupt your thing.
No, all good. So the most cited standard and what most compliance officers are looking for is these labels, label. So again, all of our secondary containers, this is kind of when we get a little bit outside of the regulation that we need to try to be better about. And Tom and I are always pushing when we see a secondary container not properly labeled. We have new labels that we're going to throw on these things. So again, our form oil sprayers, say if it's water sprayer for keeping the dust down, for silica exposure, we just want to make sure, even if it's a Sharpie at first, before we can get these more hardened laminated labels on, it is preferred. So we want to make sure that everything has a label, so everyone knows if it's water, if it's form oil, if it's some type of concrete sealant. We want to try to throw what that is on there so it's properly labeled and everyone knows what it is, so how they can have the proper awareness of how to handle that chemical properly so no one does get harmed or we put it where we shouldn't. So at a minimum, please label. If you see something that needs a label and you want a more permanent label, call health and safety. We'll print them out. We'll slap them on for you. And as we're visiting jobs, it's going to be a big emphasis for us this week to hopefully making sure that all of our stuff are properly labeled. Any questions out there? Again, give us a call if you do after the meeting. We're happy to help.
So Matt, I had one last thing. So you're saying that the New Hampshire jobs are going to be our federal jurisdiction because they don't have their own OSHA, right?
That is correct. They got the main office is in Boston, so highly likely we'll see many, but it could happen.
Yep.
There is a little bit of a smaller office in Manchester, but they're not very active.
Yep.
I've
Thank you.
dealt with them in the past, so I have some relationships with them, so I'm not too worried, but
Yeah. Well, it's always tough when if everyone doesn't kind of memorize Hazcom. Yes, we know what it is.
yeah.
That's how they get you, is they ask if you know about it, and we
Yeah.
get the deer in the headlights, and we're like, I don't know what that is.
No, yeah. Yeah.
When in doubt, say yes. I think we've been trained on that.
Yeah. You don't have to answer it either. You could just be like, please talk to my supervisor.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't,
Good point.
if you're unsure.
All right. Do you see my screen?
We do.
All right. So this week is our Hazcom awareness. Code of conduct for this week is to maintain a positive and professional image of our company to our employees, clients, vendors, subcontractors, and the public. Just the fact that our reputation is a major asset is important to us, but it's determined by us and how we conduct ourselves out there. So build and maintain it with pride. When I put that down today, or the other day, I decided to give us a topic this week about taking pride in our work. So how can we drive performance? Take pride in your work. Taking pride in your work is good. It's good for us. It's good for the company. It makes us feel a lot better about coming in here every day. Everything that you do contributes to our strength as a company, and also to our success and the company's success. When you care about your work, it gives you purpose, builds confidence, and it makes things a lot more positive in the workplace. So doing your best is always going to lead to better work. It's going to lead to better teamwork, and it's going to make us stronger. So when we take ownership and we give it our best, we're not just doing a job, we're building something that we can be proud of. Some of these things are a little mushy sounding, but you know what? That's one of the important things in life, is to be happy. And when you're proud of the things that you say and do, it adds to the happiness in your life. Okay. Fuel cards. Ken Furno, are you on?
I'm with you.
You helped create this, so I'm gonna let you run with it.
All right. I'll let you drive the
Okay.
presentation and I'll just talk.
Okay.
So we've been having some issues with fuel cards, and I just wanted to address it a little bit, and some of the other fueling issues. It's important that we place the fuel cards in ECI vehicles in a known location. By bringing on so many new employees, they're struggling to try to figure out what the new hiding place is in the vehicles. And even when I take a vehicle, I sometimes struggle to figure out where people put their fuel cards. What we'd like to do is store the fuel cards in those global zipper pouches. And we'd love it if they were hooked to the ignition key. And in the cases that your vehicle has a fob, then maybe a really obvious known location where you can see it. Put your fuel cards in there, your equipment card. I'm sorry, your transfer tank card would be good in there. The vehicle card. We're going to have card pouches available. Sarah has those in the 98 office, and I do also. And we've put in an order with Global to try to get some more, and then try to get those cards so we can find them easily. We'd like you to use the proper card, for the right fueling. A vehicle card that's assigned to a vehicle should be just used to fuel that vehicle. The transfer tank cards should be used just to fuel the transfer tank. You should be using the vehicle card to fuel the transfer tank. We know issues happen, people lose cards and things happen, but if something happens, address that with me and Sarah, so we can get you the right card. We can get the card replaced and get it put back together the way it's supposed to be. An equipment card is for using to fuel equipment or fuel up your fuel cans. And try to get those cards used for their proper use. Notes for fueling vehicles. For vehicles, take care to enter the correct mileage, especially on an IFTA vehicle, the vehicles with the apportion plates. Noah's out there doing fuel taxes. He needs to know those exact miles for each quarter so we can report it. We're actually coming into our portion plate re-registration. So those mileages are super critical on any of the IFTA fuel tax vehicles, but they're also important to me to try to maintain the billing every week to pay the invoices. Transfer tanks, make sure that you're using Fleetio. If you don't know how to use Fleetio, contact me, contact your supervisor. We need to get you on there. Enter the fuel source location, where you got the fuel from, which vendor, the type of fuel, and the gallons into Fleetio, and where the tank was filled. Transfer tank should only be used for dyed diesel. Sometimes I get a little bit of a shock when I see gasoline that was put into a transfer tank, but a lot of times that's just the station's errors. But those pumps are not designed for gasoline, so they should be only used for diesel fuel or maybe a kerosene if we're using that way. The equipment, make sure that the fuel is entered into Fleetio, especially the current hours. They're a must. That's how we track our maintenance on our equipment, is that when you enter the fuel, you put the hours in, we track that back, and then Pat and the guys in the shop know that what interval that piece of equipment is on being serviced. So those are critical parts to the Fleetio program. Please secure our fuel tanks. I mean, if I'm an old dog, so I've seen fuel shortages and the issues that come when fuel prices go to the moon. And I mean, the price of diesel when I did this was $5 a gallon. Thankfully, yesterday I saw it drop 60 cents a gallon, but 1,000-gallon storage tank like we have is full at 900 gallons. I mean, and when I did this, that fuel is worth $4,518. That's inside that cube. Very easily to steal our fuel. So make sure that that's locked. It's done in a way that we're securing that fuel. ECI has the possibility with all our storage tanks to hold 11,600 gallons of fuel, and the pricing, like I said when I did this, that's $58,000 of fuel that we have out there at risk, that if it's not secured, that could be taken. Currently, we have 9 fuel cubes. We have 51 transfer tanks. If they're not locked up, it's just easy taking. I mean, it's very easy to just take that fuel and run with it. Make sure our pumps are locked up and secure. And I have been around the jobs, and I have seen some that aren't. So we want to try to get that buttoned up. Another issue, especially with newbies to diesel is DEF, diesel exhaust fluid. It's not diesel fuel. Never put DEF in the diesel tank, ever. Never put diesel in the DEF tank, ever. And if you don't know which is which, just stop. Don't do it. Call the shop. You can call me. I'm sure you can call your supervisors. The results of mixing those fuels one way or the other, they're just absolutely catastrophic. I mean, I've seen engines that have just cost thousands to get back running again. And the problem just never goes away. It just seems like you can never get those sanitized. And there is no dumb question. I mean, don't ever feel like asking a question is a dumb question. Just pick up the phone and give me a call, or give somebody a call, just to make sure you're understanding the what's necessary to do fueling properly. So.
And you give us your phone number so we can call you.
Yeah, and I got my phone number listed there, so just give me a shout if you need help with any of that.
And there's the pouches, in case anyone doesn't understand what the pouch looks like. It's those little cloth, right? Those zipper things there. And they do have a zipper, and they have a thing where you could hook them on your key, right, Ken, on the left?
Yep. And most of the big trucks have them hooked that way. And then over to the right that's a 500-gallon fuel cube that we're starting to utilize more and more. And I've actually seen a trend towards getting away from transfer tanks and more over to the fuel cubes. And every time we're using fuel cubes, we're actually saving money. So the best fuel pricing I can get right now is what's going in those fuel cubes. So.
And those have a pump on them. And if they're unlocked, someone could come in the night, put a little power to it, and
Yeah.
Take our
Most
fuel.
pickups now have AC power. I mean, my pickup has
Yeah.
AC power right in the tailgate, so
Yeah.
plug it in and fuel it up.
Yep. Thanks, Ken. It's a good way we can be aware to lock those. It's a good thing to think about. Any questions for Ken? Anyone has?
I agree
All
with
right,
what you guys said there. I think
What's
if
that?
you doubt yourself, give us a call, right?
Yes.
Don't hesitate to call us. Even if it went wrong, your gut tells you to call, make that call. We can help you out.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. They're not going to hang up on you if you call the guys in the shop. All right, Siganowitz, are you on?
I am on, Mr. Dow.
This is your big turkey thing is up for discussion quick here.
Yeah, no, I'll make it quick. We're doing the first annual spring turkey pool. There's a $20 entry fee, and contestants' biggest bird will be used for the points. We have a point system based on weight, spur length, and beard length. The equation's right here. I won't get into it. I also have the Venmo little scan bar on the bottom.
Let me go down to
this.
that.
Oh, there we go. And yeah, it's fun. I had a couple people come up to me and bring this up, and I never heard of a turkey pool before, but I thought it was a great idea and a great way to get the guys engaged on something here in the spring. So I hope everybody that turkey hunts enters, and it's huge bragging rights, huge bragging rights.
So when we scan that code, is that just a way that we can send you money, or is it going to say something about the turkey shoot, or is this if we feel like we want to get?
It's just a way to send money. Like I did it last year for the buck pool, and it was really successful. You know, the guys are out in the field working, and it's just an easier way to get involved and get into the pool. And of course, you could swing by my office, whatever you need to do, give it to somebody to give to me. I'll put you on the list, and it's going to be a great season out there. There's tons of turkeys.
I think you provided these pictures too, Matt. Might as well
Oh
keep them.
yes. I was proud to work with these guys. These guys have been working hard, Sterling and Harvey. And this is our first round of precast bases this year. We stepped up our game a little bit with these plastic forms, and these guys are pouring away. We poured 6 of them yesterday, 6 out of 30.
Cool.
And we could do them better and cheaper than anybody else. So why not do them ourselves?
Nice. It's nice to be out there without, snow all over the place.
Yeah, and Nate came out and tested the concrete, and it went really well.
Thank you, Matt.
No problem. Everyone have a great day.
Here's another team photo. It's the one that we took, and I posted it last week, but Elena did some work on it just to lighten it up a little bit. So I figured I'd post it back out there for you guys. 2026 team photo. It's kind of cool to do that. We've got some new team members this week. Welcome to the following. We got Richard Carr, started on Monday as a laborer for us. We got Stephen Dyke, railroad flagger. He has a nickname, but I won't say it. It's a good one. It's not a bad one. I won't say it.
It's a good one.
Alex Line, laborer. Welcome, Alex. And we have one more railroad flagger, Kendra Richards. So most of these people have already started or will be starting soon. They went through orientation on Monday. Okay. Project of the week will be by Jim McDowell.
Yep, I'll let you drive, Ben.
Okay.
Thanks
for putting this together, Jim.
No problem. Good morning, everybody. That's to do the project of the week. So we got the snow removal for this year, which ECI has been doing snow removal for pretty much as long as I can remember. Ben probably was even on it 38 years ago.
Yes.
Our client list the past few years has stayed pretty steady with a mix of office buildings shopping centers and miscellaneous commercial properties. I think we even used to do IBM, right, Ben, back in the day?
We did that a couple times.
Couple times.
Mhm.
Some of our major clients are the University Mall. They've been with the ECI for many, many years, not just snow, but other miscellaneous projects as well. Pitsy Alley Properties, been a good client. We do pretty much all of Tilly Drive, except for the Maytree building and also the little Red Barn. We don't do them, but NGP Essex, which Pitsy Alley Properties used to be the owner of 30 and 38 River Road, those government occupied buildings. Those can be a little challenging at times because they expect basically bare pavement. Adams Properties, been a good client. We do pretty much, I bet 3/4 of Boyer Circle between them and a couple other clients. We also do Town Park for them and the little Watt buildings in Essex across from 30 and 38 where JP's is. And Judge Companies, they've been a pretty good snow removal. We do 100 Dorset Street, which is Barnes and Noble, DMV, as well as the Taft Corners Shopping Center with Lenny's and the Salon. And we do quite a few other miscellaneous properties around the area here. Couple quick facts for 25-26 season so far. Hopefully that is going to end here. Spring is hopefully going to be here like this weekend. Salting, we salted at least 50 plus times, and it was a fast start. Kind of caught us, everybody, a little off guard early. Mid-November and December, we had almost half of our salting events. And plowing, we plowed approximately 25 times. Sidewalks, we had people in to shovel, plow, and treat them over 60 times. So that can be challenging. Our salt usage, here's a good fact. Our salt truck drivers, we applied in excess of 2,000 tons of salt, which is a lot. And as everybody knows, it got to be a little bit of a shortage here as the season went on. So that it made it even a little bit more challenging. And also ice melter bags. We put down a lot of bags between the three major properties, River Road, Tilly, and the mall. Hundreds and hundreds of bags. I just want to give a quick shout out to nearly all of our plowing and salting and sidewalks. Most of the time the work is done during off hours, nights, early mornings, weekends, which is not always easy. So we try and plan these, Daryl, as best we can to schedule them. But as you know, the weather can be a little finicky. So surprises come up, and we do have to call in people at all hours of the day, nights, weekends. So just want to give a quick shout out to many people who do respond and their dedication for helping us out and coming in when it's not always the most convenient. Jerry LaFreniere and crew, big shout out. Josh, Paul, and Isaiah, they're pretty much at the mall. Daryl for his managing, coordinating, responding, and the plowing. Chris Potvin, Zach Favreau, Jacob, Brian Martell, and Brad Barrett, Derek Tanian, Joe Prowse, Danny LeDuc, also our salt truck drivers, Rob, Kneebone, Tim, Stephen Sherman, Jay Gould, Gene, and Brian, big thanks. And also our sidewalk guys, which is always can be a little challenging to get guys. And around row, big, huge help. Paul Sabrin, third, Greer, Tyler Sherman, Mason, Olson, Jacob and Brian as well. They do whatever it takes, and miscellaneous others. And sorry if I have missed you on this, but we thank you. We got just a few photos from some of the properties and guys that work here. This first one's, I think, over at Town Park, the front parking lot there. Probably the easiest part of that one. That one, the back is very, very tight and pain in the butt. The mall, big parking lot, probably might even, just finishing up, looking clear, looking good. Loading out snow. Well, probably over 100 Dorset Street there. You see Greer's in the background. Yep, hauling out their pile. Some sidewalk guys. This, I think, is down. That probably was Mike Bishop, and that's probably an old file photo.
Yep.
Same as this is down at Tilly Drive.
Yeah, these just illustrate some of the stuff that happens when you see all those little
That's
push
right.
carts. Somebody's got to
Oh,
push
yeah.
them.
And here's
Oh.
the guys checking in,
Coordination.
probably at the month, or it might be. I'm not even sure if that's down at Tilly, maybe. Checking in. Obviously, this is at the mall. Skid steer, plow.
Still plow with a few pickups.
Daryl doing a little plowing. Yeah, that's the Ethan Allen Coachwick's building right there by the shop. I think this is over at Boyer Circle, probably one of the
Yep.
buildings of Adams Properties,
Yep.
which is good. I think this might be over at River Road.
Yep.
Early morning, clearing up, probably Brad.
And you got to do something with it.
Yeah, we got to do something with it. They're in the snow dump and pushing it off, and hopefully
Cool.
we're done for the year. So thanks everybody for all your help. It's hopefully we're about done.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for
Thanks,
putting
man.
that together.
Yeah, shout out too. We didn't really hear any backing into light poles or no slip and trip and falls on from people walking
Exactly,
on those
Matt. Yep.
sidewalks. So we
Yep.
had a very successful
That's possible.
safety season with salting, plowing.
Yeah. Yep. In slippery conditions.
Yep.
Thank you, Jim. And thanks to the crew. And I hope you didn't miss anybody. But if Jim didn't mean to miss anybody, but he wanted to do a shout out to all of you. I found this. I scanned this photo. You've seen it around. This is the groundbreaking for the Grapponi Industrial Equipment Building, which is right now it's the United Construction Building, which was formerly Nortrax. That was built as part of Pigeon Industrial Park back in the 90s when we did that work. This was around 1999 or maybe 2000. You can see the 270. So it's after 98 because that 270, I think, is a 1998, that 270 LC in the background in that photo. That the guy on the right in the blue is Alan, and I can't remember the name of the guy on the left. There's some stories about him, but I won't tell you. And the picture down below, let's see, I think the 7th and 8th person from the left, you can see Alan there in Morning Pigeon. Back when they were younger than me, than I am now. Anyway, so that's cool. Matt, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yes, if you're watching a group setting, please send it to me. Tom's off today, so I'll be capturing attendance. Let's work safe, drive safe. Let's work together. Let's have a great one today.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.